Anime movies are a lot shorter than your average TV series. Some could argue it's harder to immerse yourself in a world which you only get to be in for 1 or 2 hours. It doesn't have enough time to really marinate and perfect its world of characters, but to some degree I disagree. Although I see where the arguments are coming from, I feel like there are certain areas in which only shorter mediums could really capitalize on. A prime example being Penguin Highway, a film produced by Studio Colorido based off a novel by Mr. Morimi. Prior to this, I've never heard anything about it, nor anyone talking about this movie despite it being such a beautiful, beautiful film, which is really unfortunate. If you haven't seen it, that's why I'm here. For obvious reasons, this video is going to contain major spoilers, so please keep that in mind before continuing. Before I begin and really talk about this film, I just wanted to gush out about the visuals real quick. The character designs are illustrated in a very laid-back and soft manner. Something about it makes the atmosphere feel constantly wholesome and comfortable. Maybe it has something to do with the really smooth line art, but whatever it is, it's amazing and it keeps its quality throughout the entire film. The lighting is absolutely stunning. It gives the world life and really correlates well with the different color palette choices. I could look at the background art all day, the mountains, oceans, buildings, it's all just so stunning. In some cases it looks really realistic and photographic in a way, and I just found that really amazing. The premise of Penguin Highway in short is about a 10-year-old boy named Aoyama who's extremely smart and mature for his age. Come to find out, one day there are penguins scavenged around his entire town despite there not being any oceans nearby. During his research and investigation, he finds out that his dentist is the one creating these penguins by throwing random objects. None of them know why this is the case, and they try to figure out why she's able to do this. Despite the premise being so simple and almost innocent in a way, there are definitely hints of darker themes and meanings, more specifically on the concept of death. When I was a kid just barely entering into 2nd grade, the idea of death already terrified me. Part of the reason being I never really understood it, nor have I really talked to anyone about it. I would constantly have nightmares and be polluted by my own dark and intrusive thoughts. I would let these thoughts consume me, and my only option as a kid was to cry and cry some more. The thoughts of my parents, friends, and me dying was something a 2nd grader just couldn't come to terms with. I felt extremely alone because all the other kids were just living their lives as if death wasn't a concept. It made me go crazy. I felt confused and scared. It was a whole bunch of emotions that I can't even begin to describe, which is why I kept it all to myself as a kid. I was too young to realize that death was a part of living, and it was a reality that everyone had to go through. I know this sounds really bizarre, but apparently it's actually quite common for kids around ages 6 to 7 to experience this. I just never had the courage to talk to others about it, so I ended up being consumed by my own thoughts. There's a specific scene in particular where Aoyama's sister suddenly comes into his room late at night and breaks down crying. She had a sudden anxiety attack about their mother's death. The scene was random, disturbing, and sudden. It literally came out of nowhere, which is why the scene felt much more unsettling with how realistic it felt. The mom wasn't even a major character in the film, nor was his sister. Everything about the scene captured the experience of having death anxiety as a child immensely, and I never related to a scene so rigorously. Going back to the actual purpose of the scene, in hindsight, it was to foreshadow the death of the dentist lady, who we don't know the name of. Thus leaves the question, is there really a proper way to prepare yourself for someone's death? What do you even do? Penguin Highway answers this in a very simplistic way. Chess. Though chess itself isn't the answer, it's more so referring to the representation of living. During the very last moments between Aoyama and the dentist lady, they quickly rush back to the coffee shop to enjoy one last match of chess. despite them knowing that this would be their last moments together, they didn't want to do anything extraordinary, life-changing, or even adhesive. We didn't see Aoyama trying to micromanage or nitpick the time he had left with the lady, or vice versa. They chose to continue to live normally. I truly believe there's no proper way to prepare yourself for the concept of death. Even if we know the exact date and time, it doesn't really matter because I don't think death was meant for that. Getting to experience emotions, surrounding yourself with the people you love, doing the things you love to do, and by simply living each and every day with these intact, we can manage to say that we are living.